What a start to the season. The Dolphins stun the rugby league world. Harry Grant starts the year on fire and the Premiers don't look like the Panthers of old. Hello and welcome to Fox Sports Lab NRL. I'm Eloise Sohier and with me are NRL legends Josh Morris and Chris Lawrence, as well as stats guru Tim Williams. First, we want to look at the highs and lows of round one. And gents, we can't go past the Dolphins start. They were absolutely incredible, Josh.
Yeah, they were. I don't think too many people tipped them to get the job done against the Roosters, but that's the Wayne Bennett factor. They came in, they played a pretty simple game plan through the middle and really tore the Roosters apart. Jeremy Marshall-King had an outstanding game. Eloise Sohier got the Artie Beats and Legacy medal and was well deserved. And then they had a couple of young fellas, Tessie New and Connolly Lemu-Elu. They both had outstanding games, and it just goes to show if you don't give a team respect, they'll beat you, and I'm on the Dolphins train this week for sure.
Absolutely, my fins are up too. Now, Chris, we just want to talk about, we didn't know what to expect from the Dolphins heading into round one. Now we've seen one game under their belt. What sort of game plan can we expect going forward and how they're going to play their footy for 2023?
I think, as Josh said, a simple game plan, a Wayne Bennett style of game plan, through the middle, with that senior forward pack waiting to get a roll on, and, Jeremy Marshall-King had a great game, and I think particularly as well playing that style of game is going to take a lot of pressure off the two young halves and really give them the opportunity to build into their season, because again they're starting for the first time starting a season with a lot of responsibility. So by playing that style of through the middle is really going to take the pressure off them.
Tim Williams, being very quiet over there. I think last week you backed them right into the corner. How surprised were you with that effort?
Yeah, no, thanks for bringing that up again, Eloise. Look, it was a good old-fashioned ambush, wasn't it? It had Wayne Bennett's blueprint written all over it, and good luck to him. I think every NRL fan out there was happy to see the Dolphins not only hold their own, but beat essentially the premiership favourites in round one. The challenge now will be, can they back it up? Because the intensity that they put out there in round one was something pretty special. To do that week in, week out at NRL level, these boys will obviously be able to vouch for, is extremely hard to do. So I think at Redcliffe, for another first home game at Redcliffe this week, they'll be able to, but can they do it in round 3, 4 and then at the business end of the season?
Yeah, certainly only time will tell. Now, another big high from round one was Harry Grant's incredible golden point try underneath the post. It was amazing. I mean, Harry Grant, you've played alongside him. How much has his game improved since he's taken into that representative level?
Oh, massively. And when he played at the Tigers, you saw he's going to be a really special player. And over those next couple of years, you're really seeing him evolve. And as Josh would know, you go into these representative camps and you really take your game to another level, learn from a lot of the players in amongst that team. I think he's really taken on a leadership role, particularly with the senior forward pack gone, the Bromwich brothers and Eloise Sohier to the Dolphins. So I think you'll see him go to another level this year, which I hope he does, because I've got him for Dally M.
How big of a blow is it, though, for the Melbourne Storm to be missing Munster for these next couple of weeks, or is it not? Does it not hurt them too much at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, it's probably a good time to have an injury at the start of the season. You don't want it happening in the finals lead up. They've got a young halfback there, Jonah Pezzett, who's come through New South Wales 19, so he may get a chance to debut, but I think Harry Grant will just take a bit more responsibility there and lead the side and step up even more than what he has in round one.
Yeah, that's a scary prospect. Now, obviously a bit of a low over the weekend was the Premier's performance out there at Bluebet Stadium at home. Obviously not what we expected, but Tim, you're sort of backing the Premiers to turn this around, and I mean, it's too early to sort of ride them off.
I think it just says everything about the Penrith Panthers that they lost by 1 point in round one, and everyone's sort of riding them off and questioning whether they can do the treble. It shows what a class organisation they are. I think the big factor there's a few, but Sonny Luke coming in, who had a hampered pre-season, missed the 2 trials with a hamstring niggle, played 20-odd minutes on the weekend, came on straight away, scored a try and changed that game. He's a pretty like-for-like replacement to Api Coruscant out number 9. They're very different to what Mitch Kenny offers, who played big minutes in round one. I think with bigger minutes going forward, Penrith against a Bunnies forward pack missing again Jair now, Tavita Totola, they can turn the tables.
Chris, do you think the Rabbitohs can get the job done out there?
Yeah, I think so. I think, and don't get me wrong, I think they didn't play poorly, particularly against St Helens and the Broncos. I think it's that aura of invincibility. Once that seems to go, the confidence from other sides comes when you're in the middle of the game and the heat's on. When they are going through a long winning streak, you start to doubt yourself whether you can beat a side like the Panthers. Now that they can show that they've been beaten, even though it's only been by 1 point, that confidence in the back end of the game can get a team like South over the line, and I think the man to do that is Damien Cook. I think he's going to really step up this year. Probably had a quiet season by his accounts, and I think he's going to come and make a statement.
Yeah, certainly they will be eyeing off his game as they come into this one. Now, just lastly, Josh, there's been so much talk off the field away around Mitch Moses and his contract negotiations dragging out. As a player, is it a distraction to be in and around those negotiations and hearing it in the background?
No, as players, we get on with the job. There's probably a couple of jibes here and there in the locker room about how much he's asking for or what he's getting, but that's it. Once you step over on that training paddock or on the field, all that talk's forgotten about, and you just get on with the job. So Mitch Moses may want it to get done quicker, but I don't think it's impacting on the players.
Well, it is early days, but already the heat is on some of the biggest names in the game.
League is life. It's exhilaration, anticipation, highs and highlights. League is everything. That's why we've made a betting brand for League fans. That's better. Gamble responsibly.